Hello, welcome to Louisiana Beer Reviews, another duo review. Wild Range Brewing Company, but it's not really a brewing company because the brewing company is Rockwall, who's not even a real brewing company because it's Genesee Brewing. But anyway, Rochester, New York, grapefruit flavored IPA. Step right up for a sideshow extraordinaire where hops dance the day away.
So,
India Pale Ale with natural flavors.
natural flavor. Oh, here we go, natural flavors. Okay, give me some of these natural flavors.
6.9%.
6.9.
Well, it's probably like grapefruit, obviously, or grapefruit extract, or dehydrated grapefruit. Okay, go ahead. You have the floor.
So, we're having a discussion about natural flavors and what I consider to be additives, and you're like, no, they get additives. They gotta have it listed as natural flavors.
That's right. Nice.
Well,
nice
I think
smoke.
they can add whatever they want.
There's no argument there. You can add whatever flavor you want to a beer. You can add avocado flavoring, fine, but you got to put it on the label. Beer with avocado flavoring. Do it. Beer with natural flavor, which could be anything.
It's okay. I didn't want any beer.
You got a large.
Bro.
No.
Seriously, you gave yourself that much beer? Okay.
Oh.
You gotta be kidding me.
Okay, I'll pour some lines.
No, that's all right. You gave yourself 2/3 of the beer.
No, I mean it's pretty close. It's just
You gave yourself
yours got kind of foamy.
You gave
so
yourself 2/3.
when it settles
of the beer.
down, it'll be even.
All right, hold your beer, hold mine, and see which one's heavier.
Oh, this one's a little heavy, but this one's heavy. That foam is heavy, you know. Those air bubbles can be heavy. Okay, yeah, it's pretty even. I mean, I told you could have my foam.
No, you
I mean,
spit all in there.
I don't spit in beer. Okay, I didn't even.
Don't drink it.
I didn't even spit in earthquake high gravity.
The beer. Let's hear talk about the beer.
Sure.
So, what is a grapefruit IPA? What does that mean?
Well, it's an IPA with grapefruit flavor.
So, why would they add grapefruit to an IPA?
Oh, I was saying that when I did my solo review. I was like, what is the reasoning behind it? Which I couldn't figure out. It's like, why would you want to do that?
To enhance, like, the bitterness?
I don't know, because, you know, a lot of people can't stand grapefruit. Most people I know can't stand grapefruit. They're like, I can't
Take
stand
your beer out.
Well, I poured so much head of foam, it's going to take a while to settle down. And if I did pour too much for myself, it was totally an accident. I don't really need that much beer.
You know what? There's a pattern.
Yeah, sometimes you get too much, and sometimes I get too much. That's the pattern. It smells like grapefruit galore. You want to smell some grapefruit?
It does smell like grapefruit. It smells like that ruby red grapefruit.
Yeah.
Where it's sweet.
It even looks kind of like it.
I don't know. It'd be nice if I had all beer.
Yeah. It is really strong grapefruit. It's
today on
overpowering.
Louisiana Beer Reviews, you're invited over to have a tasting.
Oh, give me a break. Go look at, okay, y'all, go look at the Johnny Walker Blue Label. I paid $242 for that whiskey after tax. And like everybody noticed on the video, oh man, that's a double pour. Then you poured a double pour.
I was invited.
I was like, yeah.
Do you have any left?
He didn't shortchange himself on that one.
Well, talk about, do you have any left?
Well, no, it's all gone.
How long did it take for it to disappear?
A few years.
So meaning that...
A little faster than I would have wanted.
Meaning that little bit that I had...
A little bit? Go watch the video, y'all. That is too much. He's like, oh, Jay,
did not empty the bottle.
Look. And I'm like...
Let's pick that up.
I mean, this is $7.99 a six-pack. This is not $242 after tax.
So Jack me a bottle of foil in. Yeah.
No, I don't have any more. I'll never buy anything that expensive again. That was crazy. It was a once in a lifetime thing, you know. It tastes a lot like the previous one we did, the original. It's just jacked up with grapefruit, which gives it an enhanced bitterness, honestly.
It does.
Which it helps it, actually, because the other one was a little bland. This one is more exciting. It's got more exciting flavor. I never eat grapefruit, but to be fair, I never eat any fruit. But grapefruit would not be on the top of my list if I was eating fruit.
And I got the, sir, you can only have one tasting. Sir, just one.
I'll give you a bottle. You need a bottle? I have one more left. You can have it.
I like it. I like it better than the regular one. I like what the grapefruit flavor does to the beer. It does enhance the bitterness. To me, it makes it a more pleasant beer. I've only had grapefruit IPAs in local breweries. It's not something I'd run down just because of the fact that I'm not a huge grapefruit fan.
They're
but
so
I do
bitter.
I do like the fact that this is stepping away from the pith.
It's not pithy. It's
No,
just
it's not.
the juice of
it
the
does
grapefruit.
have that juice of grapefruit.
And I'm going to say, I think it has a very authentic grapefruit flavor. It's like literally they use actual grapefruit. Like
That's what it tastes like to me. Whether they're doing it or not, I don't know. It doesn't taste like grapefruit juice. It tastes like beer with grapefruit flavor. So I think they did a really good job on this. It's going to get a favorable score.
I think what they probably did, this is theory, I have no way to prove it. They probably contacted some produce company and they're like, you got any like cast off grapefruit, so to speak? Oh yeah, that stuff's, we can't sell it in the store. And they might have had it dehydrated, to
Why
it's
don't
almost
they
like
do that? Why don't they just like contact someone like Dole and say, send your grapefruit frozen concentrate over and we'll put it in a beer.
Well, it could be that too, but I just think that it seems so natural that it could have been cast off grapefruit and it was like dehydrated and almost in a powdered form. And they let it soak in the beer for maybe say a week and then they filtered it all out. And there you got this strong, because it tastes like natural grapefruit. But it could be the grapefruit concentrate. I'll go along with that. But I'm sure they wanted the cheapest they could get.
I think they got it and they put it in the spice, in like a big old spice bag, and they stuck it in the beer, and they let it like sit there and seep like a big old like a giant tea bag.
Oh, like a mesh bag where the actual
when it kept all
the solids
all the
wouldn't get
stuff right, and then they pulled it out.
Hadn't thought of that.
And they did a filtration before the process, and maybe they did a filtration after.
Yeah, it's still a little cloudy, so
So who knows?
who knows?
Anyways, I think it looks exactly the same as the regular one. I'm gonna give this. I'm gonna give this like a 93.
Wow, it's a huge improvement. So you're saying it jumped up 13 points by adding the grapefruit.
It did.
You never tried the grapefruit sculpin, huh? From Ballast Point?
I did. Long time.
The IPA, it was like 15 years ago.
Sculpins were good, but they were here, in and out, boom, gone.
On the shelf today, gone tomorrow. And they had that Ballast Point, remember it was called Ballast Point, and they had that like skeleton at the bottom of the sea, that Imperial,
Yeah, it's like some dead fish or something.
Imperial Porter or something.
Yeah.
And it was like a skeleton of a man with a treasure chest. And
Oh, that one. Yeah.
that thing was great. But then, like you said, Ballast Point, we all got excited about it. Then the next time you went to the store to find it, then you never saw it again.
Lots of beers.
Kind of like the people that used to make Pallet Wrecker. It's like as soon as you're getting so excited about it with their Imperial Stout and everything, you go back and it's like, oh, we don't carry that anymore.
Green Flash.
Yeah, Green Flash, gone in a flash.
Well, they had a falling out with the brewmaster,
And he quit.
and the brewmaster was the one that had all the recipes to making beers, and these beers were fantastic.
Some of the best I ever tried.
Pallet Wrecker was the biggest Imperial IPA I'd ever had. This company was based out of California. They had a stout, which was excellent. They had a couple other beers that were kind of, but those two right there, you pull opposites between an Imperial IPA and a double stout or whatever. It was just an Imperial stout. It was just great, fantastic beers. Everyone I introduced to that Pallet Wrecker beer loved it. They were just like, oh, it's so big. Oh, it was just one of those like punch. You get the IPA-ness. You can get the really greatness from the West Coast style. Yeah, they had some falling out. He left the company. The company still produced beers, and now they're out of business because they can't produce the beers
Well,
that
I
he
think
made.
they got bought out, and they're still in production under somebody else's umbrella.
Why would they get
but
bought out?
the final word about it is it doesn't really matter because we can't get them, and we ain't going to get them, and
Well, it's
so
just like in New Orleans. If you have a fantastic chef at a restaurant,
he
okay,
quits, and then it gets
everyone goes to this restaurant, and all of a sudden the restaurant gets known by its name, but that chef leaves, and he takes his recipes with him, and tells them, no, 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 you can't use my recipes, and takes them away.
if you've got control.
And then everybody's like, oh, well, I can make the chef's recipes, but there's little tweaky things about that stuff that makes it fantastic, as opposed to makes it regular.
Yeah, and then
people go there and they're like, oh, well, I'm paying for this regular stuff.
Then
What
a year
happened
later,
the way
then
it
a year
used to
later,
be?
then a year later, the back restaurant's out of business.
Yeah.
All right. So anyway,
Pretty much.
I'm gonna go. You say 93. I'm gonna also say 93. 9.3 out of 10. I like it. I loved it actually. I would buy it again.
Yep.
So a most excellent beer. So everything you get from these people is not gonna be great. So when you go to Aldi, you have to take that into account. It's like some stuff's really
Hit
good.
or miss. Hit
Like their-
or miss,
their
kids.
Guatemalan lager, that Guatemalan beer is really good, and then another one you buy might be a disappointment, you know. All right, so that's it, and we'll be back for another taste challenge in a future video. Thank you very much. Les bon temps.
Drink better beers, kids.